Y'all, I've been reading documents for hours because so much information has came out. So I have went over things and some very troubling details about Jane Doe has came out. And I think these details are very important in this case with Jay-Z. Everything in this video is alleged, but this needs to be told because it cannot be one-sided. And I noticed that a lot of people are one-sided. And yeah, today I have to report the things about Jane Doe. And before I even start, I want to start this video off first addressing one of my followers, and I didn't know I was going to end up doing this, but going over these documents, some important details came up that I did talk about the other day. And one of my followers, I'm not going to name you, once you watch this, you know I'm talking to you. You were saying that these details were not important as far as the vetting of Jane Doe, and I said that I feel that it was important that Jane Doe, the information about her being vetted by Busby was very important. And the Ava Law Group, when they submitted their affidavit, they should have put information in that affidavit to prove that they even vetted Jane Doe, because that's what Busby is claiming. And on top of that, Jay-Z's lawyers are saying that they didn't vet this Jane Doe. So if the opposing side is claiming you didn't vet her, it will only make sense to show proof that you did. You don't have to give specifics, but you can say things like her medical history was checked. You know, we looked into her family history. We talked to witnesses, whatever. Just give basic details of what you did to vet this Jane Doe. And that's very important with the information that I'm about to talk about in this video. And I wanted to address that again because, as I said the other day when we were going back and forth, I was trying to explain to you then, with that being an argument from Jay-Z's legal team, it's going to be brought up and they're going to find a way to use that those details of them believing Busby did not vet this girl. And I had a feeling that was going to happen. That's exactly what is going on. And I'm not even a lawyer. And to me, it was common sense that they would include this information. Okay, so I'm going to show this document right here really quick and just read this little part so that you guys can well, yeah, you can see what I'm talking about in this situation. So this is from Robert Schwartz, which is the lawyer for Jay-Z, one of the lawyers. And he pointed out in his declaration, this is one of the things that he wrote. He said, defendants cite this to, I should have got my glasses. Defendants cite this to claims that they conducted diligence on Jane Doe's claims, including her claims against Carter in October 2024. But the declaration does not do so. It says nothing about the extent of this purported investigation or when, in relation to filing the lawsuit, sending the demand letter, or publicly claiming that Mr. Carter alerted Ms. Doe it occurred. The absence of that evidence allows the fact finder to infer that if it happened, it was not until Mr. Carter filed his Rule 11 motion. So that is them saying, hey, you say you vetted this girl, that you did your due diligence to make sure that her claims was at least close to true, or it was something to some type of backbone to back this up. But you didn't even include that. You didn't include that in your evidence and the evidence and information that you've been sending to the court. You didn't include anything. These affidavits is not even including that. Another important thing to point out is, and I've seen a couple of other people saying this with me reading documents, that in that affidavit that the Ava Law Group did, they also included the intake form, which did not include the date, the time, and why didn't they get an affidavit from the person who actually did the intake, which and took down this Jane Doe's information? Why didn't they do that? It's just really strange. And I'm not trying to say who right and wrong in this situation, because I told y'all the other day I'm going to stay in the middle and try to not be biased, but that was just strange to me. Now let's get to the most important part of this video, and this is about Jane Doe. I should have got my glasses out, but bear with me. Hopefully y'all can see this and read this information to you guys. This is from an ex, or he's a private investigator that previously investigated Jane Doe for a separate situation. And Jay-Z and his lawyers are not playing. They is doing everything they can to try to, I ain't gonna say what they trying to do because I really don't know, but they working. I'm gonna say that much. They are working because they went and found a private investigator that previously investigated Jane Doe on separate incidents. Okay, so I'm going to read this court document to you guys so you can see what is going on here. Okay, so it says Ian Pillinger, so Ian, I guess that's his name, Ian Pillinger, declare as follows: I make this declaration in support of plaintiff ex parte application. Unless otherwise noted, I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein, and if called upon to testify, I could and would competently testify thereto. I am an employee of Guys Post Solutions LLC, which is licensed to conduct investigations in the state of New York. I was provided with the real name of the plaintiff, Jane Doe, Miss Doe, the person on whose behalf defendants filed the lawsuit captioned Jane Doe versus Sean Combs. Let me see, in the Southern District of New York on October 20th, 2024. Within a matter of minutes, a simple Google search showed her criminal history, with one of the top results being her arrest for assault. A simple search of her publicly accessible social media likewise revealed her history of mental health issues, including bipolar disorder, her chronic drug use, y'all know, y'all can see, hopefully y'all can see that, and hallucinatory episodes. So this woman, we already knew she had things going on, and he is saying that a simple Google search revealed so much about her social medias, her background, and things like that. So it's kind of saying that if Busby did his homework and vetted her, he would know, and Ava Law Group would too. Okay, and this is an investigator who has access to even deeper ways of investigating people, and he's saying just a simple Google search revealed these things. So let me keep going, because it's going to get crazy, okay? As detailed in my last declaration, based on a review of publicly accessible online and court records of Miss Doe, Miss Doe had previously made 4 allegations of SA prior to accusing Mr. Carter. So she has done this before. Yeah, okay? Let me read that again. As detailed in my last declaration, based on a review of publicly accessible online and court records, Ms. Doe had previously made 4 allegations of SA prior to accusing Mr. Carter. I think that is very important. And I'm wondering, if Busby knew this, I'm not going to say that he shouldn't have took the case, but in the same token, it definitely should have made him really think twice about this Jane Doe and really dig and find out what was up with her, since she had 4 prior allegations of the same thing. Okay, let me keep going. The publicly accessible case file from the custody case filed by the father of one of Miss Doe's children includes text messages, exhibits of conversations between Miss Doe and the father of her child regarding one of these 4 allegations. So out of those 4 allegations, one of them she was accusing one of her children's father. Okay, in which she admitted to falsely accusing the father of SA to their minion, okay? I'm trying to find other words because, you know, you got to be careful. It's very sensitive, okay? To obtain a financial and custodial benefit. So she basically lied on him to obtain a financial and custodial benefit. For the court's convenience, I have attached a true and correct copy of the text message exhibit from the custody case file as Exhibit A. It has been redacted so as not to reveal Ms. Doe's real name or other personal identifying information. In the text thread, Ms. Doe stated that a famous Canadian rapper. Now, who else she talking about? Because only one famous Canadian rapper comes to mind for me. Okay? Let me keep going. In the text thread, Ms. Doe stated that a famous Canadian rap star to whom she claims to have been married at the time put her up to making the false accusations of SA to that minion. Okay? In this text message exchange, the father of one of Ms. Doe's children writes, "Then why did you ever accuse me of SA over text? Or SA and him over text?" And Ms. Doe responds, "He had me do it and I was stupid enough to follow along with it. It was a mistake and a bad idea." Ms. Doe then apologizes for making the false accusation of SA and explains that the famous Canadian rapper she was purportedly married to was the one who texted the father of her child accusing him of SA. There is no evidence that Ms. Doe was ever married to this Canadian rap star. And I'm going to scroll down some more so we can look at the text messages, but y'all, that was a lot to just take in, just that part, okay? Because it showed the state of mind that this Jane Doe is in. And according to this investigator, these are things that was easy to find out about her. So it really make you wonder what's going on. It really make you wonder, okay? Let me keep going because we're going to get to the evidence that he submitted, which is Exhibit A. So, let me see because I don't want to say any bad words. It say this is Richie Nix from California. So these are the text messages of her, Jane Doe, and her child's father, okay? So it say this is Richie Nix from California. Had flyers down in Alabama. He wanted to post saying I SA'd, and they got the person name blocked out. Tell me that whole story so I can get it straight. And she said he was on a visit after we got married because my aunt died, and he had pulled up on his laptop getting mocked. What? And I walked in and saw it and flipped out and kicked him out. So you saying you walked in and saw it? Let me read that again. He was on a visit after we got married because my aunt died, and he had them pull up on his laptop getting mocked. I don't know what she mean by that. And I walked in and saw it and flipped out and kicked him out. Then why did you ever accuse me of SAing him over text? She said he had me do it and I was stupid enough to follow along with it. It was a mistake and a bad idea. Then he said, was he in town when he forced you to do it? And then she's saying, I'm sorry it ever happened. He had my phone. I was in the shower. I couldn't do anything after it had been sent. What was I supposed to for text and Bree? Sorry, my ASS of husband sent that and won't let me get my phone back. At that point, his money was all I had coming in. I guess that's what she said. I'm trying to proofread this. He was going to cut me off and take every cent I had, which he did anyway. So are you done dragging this crap out of me, or do you want to poke more for your lawyer's sake? And then he said, I was just asking out of curiosity. And she said, okay, it's not fun for me. Okay, I've been dragged down to the dirt. I put myself out there 2 years. And that's the end of that. So she admitted to line on him and tried to make it like her celebrity husband, celebrity Canadian rapper husband is the one who sent those text messages. This woman, y'all, I believe it really need help. She's going through something mental, and at this point she needs to be taken out of these cases, and they need to get her help. Real talk, okay? Because right now, continuing to drag her along in these cases is her being used, in my opinion. For real. It really is. And it's apparent that she's going through some stuff. So this do not look good on Busby's part, in my opinion. I just don't know. Because what do you have to say about this? She admitted to lying on someone. She even said that she had a famous rapper, Canadian rapper husband that obviously nobody can find proof to. Are you serious? Because I only know one famous Canadian rapper that's out there. We all know who that is. And you trying to say you was married to that person? Because per the investigator, he couldn't find proof of that. See, that's why I said that vetting her was important, and having proof of vetting her was important. Because another thing that's very important is Ava Law Group is saying that she called in and they took her on in early October, not giving a direct or a for sure date on what date that this happened, right? But Busby is also claiming in his court docs that he took her on and she was referred in early October. So how much time did you have to vet her? Because usually vetting someone's story takes time. And like I said, you can't just assume someone was vetted. You can never assume what someone did. To assume that a law firm automatically does this, because that's what one of my followers said, that's foolish. You cannot just assume that happened. And these documents is proof that something went wrong somewhere. Because I've even seen other lawyers, and I hate saying what other people said, but I've already seen a few that said they would have never taken her case under these circumstances. They would have never taken her case. After researching and vetting her and seeing her history, they would have never took the case. So I don't know. I would love to hear what everybody got to say about this, because I was not expecting this information. They are going back and forth, y'all. It's so many declarations and so many documents, and I've been going over them, and they going back and forth. This person, that person, this person. They pointing out stuff that, and they pointing out a lot of stuff with Busby, a lot of mistakes that he made. They are pointing out a lot of things, okay? So I don't know what's going to happen. As I always say, nobody do. I'm only reporting what's being put out. These are documents. I didn't make it up. These are court documents, and it was submitted to the court. So we can only talk about the things that are put out and speculate what may happen. And half of the time we be wrong. Half of the time we be wrong. Because as soon as we think we know something, baby, they let us know we don't. We don't. Because some new information come out, and it's just, I don't know, y'all. I just wasn't expecting this. And at this point, and I hate to say this part, y'all. I really do. Because I was really hoping that Busby wasn't that type of lawyer. But it kind of seemed as if, and I'm going to go back in the court documents and read some more and look through all the dates and things like that. But they are saying that agreement that I reported yesterday, I told you guys that, Busby had an agreement with Spyro and Kasowitz, which is the representing Busby. He's a lawyer that's representing Busby, that he came into an agreement with Spyro to drop that case. Well, they said that agreement happened around the beginning of February, like February 3rd, 4th, something like that. But they didn't tell Jane Doe until February 13th. Now, this is what's being said. And how can you legally come to an agreement about her case without her permission or her knowledge? They didn't tell her to February 13th, and then the very next day, she dropped it. So that means that you privately came up with an agreement without her even knowing anything about it, allegedly. So your agreement was that if they dropped that motion for sanctions against you, that you guys would drop the case. So it do make you wonder, and I'm sorry to say it, did you do that for your own benefit because they had those motion for sanctions against you, and you was worried about those motion for sanctions because you did not file that pro hac visa in the Southern District of New York as you should have, and you knew you should have. So to protect your own behalf, you basically threw your client to the wayside just to protect your own behind, kind of, in my opinion. And I'm not being biased here, because if Jay-Z did these things, he need to face the music. I'm not being biased. I don't really even care. I'm only reporting facts because people can't stand when you're telling them facts that's in the court documents that's already being brought up. And if it's not being brought up, it will be brought up. Just like I said about the vetting part of this Jane Doe. I knew it would be brought up. I didn't know I was going to run across the information this soon, but I knew I was going to run across it. I knew it was going to be something, because this is what they've been complaining the entire time. No dates on the intake form or anything. That's very important. That's huge. You're giving an affidavit, but where's the person that actually took in her information and wrote down those names? Because it was actually 3 names, and one of them is blacked out. So we'll never probably know who that person was. But yeah, those are important things that should be documented. That person that did that intake form should have done an affidavit. Ava Law Group, their vetting of Jane Doe, that should have been in that affidavit. If even just mentioned, saying, hey, we obtained her and took her on as a client on such and such date. We vetted her and we referred her to the Busby Law Group because of this reason, and he took over the case. Simple. It's so easy. I didn't say break it down and tell us phone numbers and actual personal information. That's something the court will probably take into consideration. And now you see they're using that as an argument, because Busby left out several things. And yeah, and I'm not trying to be on Jay-Z's side at all, period. These are things that has been brought up, so it's important. No matter how anybody feel, whose side they want to be on, if you're biased or not, it's already out and it's already being talked about. These documents are already in court, and as you guys just heard from this investigator, this Jane Doe and her information and the things, her history, he found with a simple Google search. Let me read it again. Number 3. If you look at number 3, within a matter of minutes, a simple Google search showed her criminal history, with one of the top results being her arrest for assault. A simple search of her publicly accessible social media, meaning they was not private, she had her pages on public, likewise revealed her history and mental health issues, including bipolar disorder, her chronic drug use, and hallucinatory episodes. And it's, and I already talked about, she had four prior times that she accused someone of SA in some way, form, or fashion. Says a lot, y'all. So I don't know. I just feel that, like, even if Jay-Z is innocent, let's just say if he is. Let's just say if he is innocent. This is not how you go about it. You don't send people and intimidate and all that. You should have really just still left it alone. What is this going to do? Or what is it going to prove? You only spending time still paying your lawyer, giving him more money that was unnecessary when you really should have let it go. Because even if you prove that you're innocent, which is what you're trying to do, it still make you look like a bully. You still don't look good. Because this girl obviously have issues, and now that this information came out, it makes you look even worse because now you're bullying someone who has mental health issues. When you should have let this go, baby. No matter how it go, it still make you look bad. Yeah. Like, leave it alone. But of course that's not gonna happen. They knee deep in this now, and that's just not gonna happen. They made a whole nother situation, and I went over the documents with the declarations. I believe it was declarations where they going back and forth, and they talking about remember I told you they came to an agreement. Well, Jay-Z's lawyer did another declaration and said, hey, we never said that his family couldn't pursue Jane Doe. We never said we wasn't gonna do that. So that agreement that they came to drop cases and leave Busby and his people and his clients and stuff alone, now they saying we never said his family or people that he know and care about him wasn't gonna pursue Jane Doe. So they really playing reindeer games. They finding a way to work around that agreement when it's already, it's too much. That's what it is. It's already too much, yeah. But I really hope that they leave this girl alone, actually get her some help, stop being selfish. Y'all continuing to drag this on and on with this woman instead of just leaving her alone and getting her the help that she needs. Because I really feel like y'all really used her in this situation. For real. When y'all know something going on with this woman. And I'm not even gonna go there. I already said Busby, I feel that he was wrong to drop her case and convince her to drop that case. Now I'm gonna do another video after this one, hopefully, because the transcript came out of the conversation with Jane Doe and those investigators that showed up to her house, and it was way more detailed. Okay, so that one probably will be right after this one. But yeah, I've rambled long enough. This is just unbelievable, y'all. That's probably why I rambled so long, because this is unbelievable, the stuff that came out about her. Sooner or later, people will be able to find this girl because so much is coming out about her. It's not going to be hard to just do some research and find out who Jane Doe is. And I hope people don't do it. But I'm just saying, like, take her out of this stuff. Leave her alone before people do find out who she is. Y'all revealing so much. Just these details, people going to start narrowing stuff down. They already know what state she in. So y'all just doing too much. Like, leave it alone. But I'll be talking Tom Blue. I'm out of here. Tell me what y'all think in the comments, because this right here, man, this right here was a shocker. Tell me what y'all think about this. I'm out. Bye, y'all.